is tell you a little bit about me, how I got here, why I'm here, and why I'm doing this. It is something new to me, new for me. Overall, it was not something I ever set out to do. I was fine working for the man, as they like to put it. That's what I always saw myself doing, because as you go through school and they ask you what you want to do, what you want to be, where do you see yourself, where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years, and all that. I had my life planned out, so I thought, sounded good to me. I wanted to go to school, get my degree, go on to get married, have a couple of kids, and live life. That was it. That was good for me. I watched my parents they didn't stay together, so they don't kind of count. But my grandparents, I watched them be together, stay together, work, and everything. It was because of my grandparents, my mother's parents in particular, that I had this desire to get married. I watched them interact and love on each other and have fun together and really enjoy themselves. And I was like, wow, that's what I want. Now, in my head, it made sense that after I got out of school, it would come shortly after, because I didn't have the high school sweetheart, or we went off to college, or meet the college sweetheart, and we get together and get married like I've seen others do. I'm still single now. Am I happy about it? Not so much. Am I dealing with it? Yes, I am. But how the book came about was during my singleness, the earlier part of it. I was minding my own business one day at my job, and one of the things I had started doing over time was, I've always been an organizer. When I was growing up, I would go over to my grandmother's house or my godmother's house and help them get their house together over the summer and things like that. That would be my summer projects to go do. And they happen to live not far from each other, so it all worked out. But in my organization, is something that I realized was a gift, and it would just turn on. I realized everybody didn't have it, and that was also how the business came about. Well, in doing that, I had acquired these different memo pads collection of different notes I had taken in different seminars, different conferences, things of that sort, different videos. I had written all these notes down. So I wanted to put all of these in one document, because I didn't want to have all these extra pads. I was just going to type it out, put it here, it's for my reference, boom, it's done. So I did that. And then when I went to print it out, so I could have it handy, I was kind of flipped through it real quick, like, I never think this is a book. But I quickly dismissed it. But then I went to church shortly after, and someone made mention about, well, God put it on your heart to write a book, you need to write a book. Now, at first I didn't get that that message was for me. I heard it, it was like, that's for somebody else. Not my for real business. No. So I went on, and then it kept coming up. So I'm keep on saying, okay, so you're talking to me. That's what I'm supposed to do with this collection of paper that I have in my hand. So I talked to a friend, and I asked her about, I was like, could you really see this as a book? Could you really see it? She said, yeah. Well, she got excited. Why'd I tell her? But as we all know, God will put people in your path that will help to serve their purpose at the time. And so her thing, she got all excited. Oh, you can do this, this, that. I said, oh, okay, hold on. So I picked it up, put it down, and she said, if you put yourself in there in the midst, because right now it's just a collection of notes, but if you put you in there, it would really flow and just really make good. And I'm like, I guess. So I pick it up and put it down, pick it up, put it down, add little pieces here and there. And then it came to the part where I said, I really still wasn't sure if I was supposed to do it. And everything kept pointing that way. And then it was one morning in my prayer time that God literally spoke to me and said, until you do what I told you to do, you won't go any further. I kind of have an attitude. Felt some kind of way. Like, did you say that earlier? Because this is over the course of 5 years I've done this.
Oh, wow.
Running, as it were. So I said, okay. All right, that's what I got to do. Fine. So I go and I working at an accounting firm. I had worked there a total of 10 years before I actually left in 2012 to do what I do now full time. Wasn't my idea again. None of the businesses that I do, anything that I do now, was not my first idea. It was stuff that God put in my place to do. I found that I liked doing it, and I found out people would pay me to do it. Okay, fine. See, it's a win-win. It does not work, you know. So the bread came along from work, and people started asking for it. Okay, fine. We had to figure out something for that. The good thing was, I was working at an accounting firm. I learned how to do all these particular things, and accounting firm was the last place I thought I did. Yeah, that first class I took in college about that. Now, I said, as long as I can calculate my income and do my taxes, that's all I need to do. And that made sense to me. I didn't know I would later be putting against the practices from the firm in order to make sure I had all of my ducks in a row as it comes to the IRS, because those are, you know, you want to keep that in order at all times. So we did that, did the organizing, and then the book came along. Turns out I worked at worked at a nonprofit, and in that department, I worked in proofing and editing books and things. Okay, so I knew what to do. I knew how to set it up. I knew how to format it. I had an idea of how I wanted all the flow. Like, well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make it quick and simple, easy read, because I want men to read it as well, be inspired by it. Because it was one thing for it to encourage myself during this time. It was another thing to encourage somebody else, because I thought I was doing it just for me. But I also learned people kept coming to me as they would see me reading books or hearing different things. They would ask my input. They would just talk to me. I had strangers who would just start a conversation, telling me their business. Okay. I received it. I learned that I'm just sitting on my ear. I'm a heart with ears. So the coaching came about as a result of that, because to me it made sense to get certified along with the book to kind of justify the two going together. You know, because it's like, why just start with the book and kind of leave people in limbo if they need further guidance afterwards. So that's how the certification came along, and it was actually in connection with the book, because I had a blank page of where do I go from here. It was blank. I was like, I don't know where I put this here. It made sense at the time, but I don't know what it is now. And so this thought came across, like, answer the question. Oh, okay. And I said I wanted to help couples. I did. And so, because I came across a lot of people in my path who were getting married, but getting married for the wrong reasons. They would say they get all caught up with the wedding day. You know, they want this big wedding. They want to get married because their friends are all getting married. You know, okay, so this guy asked, okay, fine, you'll do, okay, fine. Or you're one of my friends, she was going through this thing where she was kind of playing games, and I don't think she necessarily did it intentionally, but she thought it wasn't a big deal, but she was using sex as a tool, as a tease with her husband, you know. No, we ain't doing all that, this, that, and the other. And I said, Miss Girl, that's what I call her. I'm gonna need you to take care of your husband. Don't play those kind of games with him. Because I said, what you won't do, another woman is willing to. Trust and believe that. It's not something simple. I said, I'm telling you because I've had men approach me in that type of situation. That's not what you want. You don't want to be on the other end of that. That's not what you want. So don't leave that door open for another woman to come in. And so, oh girl, I ain't worried about him. Oh, okay. I'm being your friend. I'm trying to tell you. Do with it what you will, but at least I've done my part in giving you that information. Needless to say, she's not here anymore.
Wow.
But she did learn from it, because she later read my book when it came out and realized a lot of her process. Because the basic thing is, you think you're doing what you see your parents do, but in actuality, you don't know what all it takes. You're just going by what you see. There's a lot more to it, and that's the part that a lot of people lose sight of. I saw too many people doing too many things wrong, and I guess I felt so strongly I didn't realize how much I wanted to do something about it, or at least be a part or an aid to help people do better. So after listening to the men's side, listening to the women, I find that I could be a bridge between the two. Men find it very comfortable to talk to me. I can keep it, very professional and share with them and be real with them, and the same thing with women. Be it my friend or not, if you're not right, I'm gonna let you know. You're not right. You're tripping. You're the one tripping. You know, and it's actually helped a very good friend of mine. She was going through some stuff. They had just moved to a new city, and she thought things were going to go in her head one particular way, and she found her husband was having a little difficulty. He was having trouble finding a job. She moved there because she had a job to go to. He was finding it difficult, and she felt like he should do things automatically at the house. And I said, "Did you tell him this information?" She said, "I mean, he did." I said, "No." I said, "Because you usually do all of that. You've been the one doing all this. You've been his assistant of sorts. He relies on you, so don't get mad at him because he comes to you and asks you the question, how do I do this? What do I need to do? What's for dinner?" Something simple like that. I said, "Did you leave an instruction? Did you take something out? Did you leave the list?" "No." "Okay, I'm gonna need you to give him the memo. You're gonna have to help basically retrain him to do stuff in the house while you're doing that in the meantime." And so we talked about it, she worked through it. Things are going a whole lot better now. Fortunately, now he's employed. You know, things are going a lot better, but she had to get through that. I had to sit there like, "You need to sit down, you're doing too much." You know, because she would be bouncing, sit down. You're doing too much. You're working 2 or 3 jobs. What are you doing? Are you at home with him? Are you spending any time with him? I'm going to give you that. Because nobody else is taking time to tell you, or you're not sitting still long enough. Fortunately, if you want to listen to me, you call me and we're talking, I'm going to share. Listen if you will. So that's how all of that came about. The book came along first, and I later did the workbook to help guide people through the work of the book. It's pretty much kind of settled on the same format. I've listened to people who have said after they've read it, they felt like I was talking to them or I was telling their story. And to me, that confirmed, okay, God, this is what you want me to do. You're trusting me to do this. I'm going to do my best to do what needs to be done. So that is in part what brought me here. I connected with Coach Shar and Dr. Lisa over 2 different events this past year, and we just kind of clicked, and it seemed good. And Shar and I wanted to do something together, and we said we would do it in between because I'm from Cleveland. She's from Michigan. She lives in Bowling Green, but she's originally from Cleveland. So when we met in Cleveland. We met in Michigan. Who knew? So we said, let's do something in between. Okay, Toledo. Okay, fine. The venue was found, and everything just seemed to work. So that's why we're here. What I have passed out to you is an excerpt from the workbook. If you can take that. And say, have you counted all the costs? What do you mean when you say? I have found that communication is and can be and will be a deal breaker if it's not communicated, if it's not done effectively. People say a lot of different things in their mind. There are times they know what they mean,